Welcome to the Political Matrix News. Politics, people, local, regional, national news. Political Matrix News keeps you informed. We have the sources, we have the truth from inside the political matrix.
It is.
Hello, guys. Welcome to the Political Matrix News broadcast. We are joined here today with Scott Miller and Jonathan Cole, our two incredible parts of the team. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Just
Scott, you're over there in Pensacola. Jonathan,
politics.
you're over there in Navarre. So you guys are together taking care of the Panhandle of Florida, and I'm over here in Gainesville. And I think we're going to be talking today about some. I think Jonathan has an issue with the governor of Florida flying some illegal immigrants from Texas to Martha's Vineyard, and how their work visas are being aligned or not being aligned, and the entire process of it. You guys want to go ahead and start and jump on into this?
Well,
did this. I didn't have that article pulled up. So yeah, it's an ongoing saga from something a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, a federal court said that the airline that had been chartered was liable and can be sued by these immigrants. Unfortunately, the people who actually chartered it can't because there wasn't proper jurisdiction, which is kind of weird. But then today, there was an article showing that they'd been granted work visas because they were considered victims of a crime based on that, and also the Bihar County investigation. So,
well, it's Bexar County because
I
know it's spelled weird, but it just happens that we used to do business over there, so we actually are familiar with those guys. And and it is a normal liberal county where they it's full of Democrats running the show. So I'm not surprised that they're out there ginning up all this publicity, because all of these things are publicity stunts. You call what the governor did a publicity stunt. What Bexar County is doing is a publicity stunt. Getting them the federal government giving them these work visas is a publicity stunt. It's all politics, and it's all done for effect. None of the people who are making these decisions cares a moment about these people. All they care about is advancing their fundraising and their agenda, which is to advance their fundraising. So there was nothing wrong with DeSantis sending them. You had asked me earlier why did what DeSantis spend Florida taxpayer money to send these guys to Martha's Vineyard to make a point, because these people are getting settled all over the place in all of these border counties, including being shipped to Florida, because they come straight through Texas and come straight up to the coast, right down I-10 into Florida. So it's not anything more important than a publicity stunt on all accounts.
Right. And so, but at what rate? I guess the real question is, at what point do you draw taxpayer dollars for being used for publicity stunts? As we all know, they do a lot of things in the government for fundraising reasons and for sidebar reasons that have nothing to do with really governing whatsoever, but more or less just trying to make a point. No, and I guess the biggest question is, where do you draw the line of that? We're talking about human lives here. We're not talking about just making some sort of new legislation or new rule. We're talking about picking up people, moving them from one area and taking them all the way across the country to another area, or uprooting people to do that, to make a point. Isn't there any
uproot? Well, no. To uproot them, they have to have roots.
You're transferring. Well, that's true. Yeah, but humans, you just can't be transferring them around like they're Matchbox cars. It isn't like
Well, and that's kind of one of the factors that's involved is it wasn't like they took armed guards and marched a bunch of immigrants on an airplane. They coerced them with promises of jobs and food and opportunities, and so they barely got on the airplane.
Okay, the government coerces everybody with national health care, and
but again,
we're going to save you. And that's what the government does.
Hold on. You just said that they got work visas, so they did get jobs. Checkmate.
No, they had work visas, and now they've got jobs. That's kind of convoluted, but yeah. But I think my thing is getting the rubber strap legislature that DeSantis has to allocate $12 million for this issue. So,
12 million?
big question, huh?
That's a statue.
Yeah, I know, but how many more times does he get to do stunts? And apparently this charter was only a few 100,000. So where's the other 11 million at?
That's a good question.
I mean, that's a good question.
I'm really talking more about this issue than the immigrants.
Maybe the rest is for the next plane trip and the next several plane trips.
He could do apparently 28 plane trips based off that kind of money. So
yeah, he could, and we have more than enough illegals in Florida to do that with. And I mean, if he's
not flying them out of Florida, he's flying them out of Texas. Why isn't Greg Abbott paying for it?
Well, I don't know what Texas economy is like. I'm sure it's pretty good, but
it's supposed to be one of the largest. The
I don't know.
Sixth largest in the world.
I think the governor of Florida is trying to put an olive branch out to help Greg Abbott with the
look, I don't care exactly what his exact motivation for doing it. I care about what the effect was, and the effect was to highlight the point that all of these states that are crying about how unfeeling the people on the border are about all these people coming unabated through there, and that if we had a heart, we would do it. They're able to do that because by the time you get 2,000 miles away from the border, then you have diffused the number of people who are actually going to come, dropping them in New York City to the point where now the mayor of New York City is saying, "Oh wait, this may not be the thing we want to advocate for." That is why we said.
I think, exactly to your point, I think the biggest issue is about hypocrisy. And that's the one word that this is showing up every which way. Is how hypocritic or how much hypocrisy there is in the Democrat Party and the Liberal Party to say, and all the sanctuary cities that say, we'll come and take care of them, and knowing that people are not going to go there, knowing that they have to have means in order to get there. And now whenever they do show up, they show up in a large force, as they are showing up in Texas, as they're showing up in Arizona and Florida. And whenever they get to feel the same brunt financially, economically, and socioeconomically that all the border states are feeling, they have a whole different idea about being a sanctuary city or sanctuary state. And so, I mean, it's really good whenever nobody's visiting. Whenever they all show up to the door, they all want something to eat, you're going to have a little different change of heart whenever your funding for your own citizens and your own community runs out very quickly. It goes all the way down from, just regular sleeping arrangements or where they're going to be sleeping at, to the schools, to the hospitalization, the medical care. It's a big trickle down effect. And it's going to be a very big mess. And I think that's what really shows up is DeSantis and Abbott both are showing the hypocrisy of the left, the hypocrisy of the people who are saying that, we should leave all these citizens alone and just let them come into America and let's, let them, show up here. And it doesn't work like that. It has to be order. There has to be a process. There has to be some sort of a management system in place to get it done properly. And the fact that they want to skip it continually and just keep skipping it is the reason I think that they're showing the hypocrisy of the left in a very well way.
That wasn't DeSantis' intent. He was running for president at the time. Since he's dropped out, he hasn't even threatened another fight.
Well, I'm sure he will.
He has yet to say enough. He has not commented on it since.
Oh, he might not comment on it.
But hold on. Just because he wants to do it for a reason that's not specifically, if we have 5 benefits for something and he wants to do it because of benefit number 4 and we all get benefits number 1 through 5, that doesn't mean that benefits 1 through 5 were not worth doing it for. So just because he gets a different benefit than we get doesn't mean that it invalidates the entire operation.
Because at the end of the game, it shows up the hypocrisy. Period. I mean, it shows that these people are okay with immigrants staying in Florida and Texas and Arizona. They're not okay with them coming to their own town, but especially if they're not inviting them to come there. And so, I mean, it just shows how screwed up this entire system is, and how human nature is really, really tainted in this entire process here about treating these citizens properly and getting the correct ones in here legally and getting the ones who shouldn't be here out.
And I mean,
Right.
why did he get them from Texas? What was he supposed to do? Wait till they got to Florida and then get some? Abbott had a whole
already
bunch
a lot
of them
in
for Abbott.
Florida.
Huh?
There
Oh,
are
boy.
already a
Oh,
lot
no,
in
no, no,
Florida.
no. I see them every day. Don't tell me that they're not here.
No, I
Because
said
they
they're
are-
all over
They are.
Florida. He could have gotten them from Florida. That's what I'm
But the-
saying.
but
Why
the-
didn't he
but-
send them
but-
from
but-
Florida?
Because then he has to go find them. What he did
Go
instead was
go to any hotel or any truck farm
Well,
outside of Plant City.
well,
There's a
that
there-
sounds like a
there's
terrific that sounds like a terrific Democrat idea. Don't have a warrant. Go find and round up a whole bunch of people off of no
All he had to do was
evidence
the same thing he
whatsoever,
did in Texas, is get on the plane.
then deport those people, then manipulate those people, and maybe you've got them, maybe you don't.
Well,
But
I
instead-
think if you're doing that, you sure
No,
you
he
can.
it's
doesn't have to
ridiculous.
deport them. He just offers the same incentives they did in Texas. Get on the plane, you'll get jobs and free stuff. But the difference is in Florida, if he grabbed a bunch, they were probably working for one of his supporters. So
That's a bunch of crap. That is
no, it's true. I mean, he's got so
No.
much blowback from his immigration law because a lot of people have lost that labor force. They're not making money. They're not happy.
I don't think so.
No, that's a
Don't get
news
it wrong.
story. I'll look it up. Should
Well,
gladly share it
We'll
with
come
you.
back with this on the next segment or next week, and with that
All
story
right.
and everything. Source.
But no, there were blowback from that, and so he's laid off considerably.
it's a very nice
No, I don't think
specific
so.
point.
I do think the only curiosity about this whole thing, which I have, is why did he why Texas? I understand it's easier. I mean, they're already set and ready to go, and so
They are specifically identified as people who came over the border recently.
right.
In Florida, you go to a random hotel, you might find one that was there recently, and several that's been here for 2 years.
That's true. Okay, well, this is going to wrap it up here for this segment here of the Political Matrix News broadcast, and we'll be back here with some more interesting news about some more national topics. Please stay tuned.